Hello and welcome back to Stranded Deep, welcome back to the map creator, and welcome back to this. Well, we started this map last time, so just a quick recap. We put in a very big ship, the biggest shipwreck we can get in the game, and then if I turn the if I turn the water off, boop, the ocean is now not being displayed. We put in another shipwreck, broken in half by, well, maybe by ramming by this girl as she slammed up onto the coast and then dug something of a sizable hole in the land. If we go back to objects, so I don't have the brush tool kind of moving around. Okay, so what we have is, it's kind of hard to see, but the sand is raised up on one side and kind of dug out the other side in a valley style, which is good. We made sure the interior of the ship, can we glitch through the model? So we're using W, S, A and D to move, we're using Q to go down, E to go up, we're holding the right mouse button to pan around, and that's basically everything we need to know. So we hold down Q, can we just go through this cargo door? There we go. So yeah, this is the inside. We made sure the inside was explorable by pushing all the sand out of the way. Interestingly, we've made a little gap here, which is kind of cool. So little accidental things will happen as we are creating the map. Like one of the things that we did last time we were in the map editor, and I explained many times, the more objects you have in a map, the more weird the camera behaves. So the camera moves at a certain speed, and then when you get close to an object, it slows all the way down, and then when you move away from the object, it can speed up and shoot you off into the sun. It's a curious thing. Also, LOD, level of detail models in the map editor are a bit broken, so if you move away from the big shipwreck, we can see the little red squares on it. They're actually containers that will be on the deck of the ship, but as we get close, they are all gone. So yeah, if you plan on adding things to a model that already exists, check it out in the game and see if it works, and then come back to the map editor, because yeah, LOD, some shipwrecks are completely missing certain LOD models. So if we went to structures and we found, oh, I gotta find you now, where are you, boat? Shipwreck 3A, put you down in the world, and then it disappears if you move far enough away. But if you move so far away, it becomes the very low resolution model. It appears again. So there is something missing there. Don't worry though, if you put something like this in the map creator and map editor, it will be there in game. It's just, yeah, there are some bugs in this map editor, and it's a little bit hard to see. Also, the low resolution model for this splits into a 2D whatever that thing is. I don't know. I didn't make the game, I'm just editing a map. Don't blame me for anything. Well, except that thing that happened that time, but we don't talk about it. Anyway, yes, I really like this model. I really like the big boat because it reminds me of the wreck of the Mulheim. I said it before and I said it again. If you go to the Facebook page, I did actually post some pictures there of the wreck of the Mulheim, which I took. Probably some from the deck, probably some from inside, probably some from the engine room. I can't remember, but they're there, so that's nice if you're curious about that. Anyway, we have work to do. We have a lot of work to do. For you see, if we turn the water back on, display ocean, boop. Yeah, I mean, we have the default island. We're working literally with what the creator gave us. So if you're disappointed, I'm sorry. Anyway, yeah, normally you can hit up terrain and then you can just hit generate. This generate button here, generate island. No, it's at the top. Ignore me, I'm being dumb. So generate island, and it'll just bang in a new island, and you can keep randomly clicking that button, and it'll generate random islands every time. You can change these sliders. Don't know what they do because, well, I mean, I do, but I don't want to go into them. Let's not change these sliders around. You can change these sliders, and you can make smoother terrain. You can make terrain that's mountainous or completely flat. It's just a way of adding frequency adjustment to the random island generator. That's all. We're not going there. We have already started. So interestingly, the sun is behind a cloud, so the light is going to go in and out. I think there's a graphics setting for that, but I can't remember what it is. Anyway, what I thought we could do is push this sand a little bit further away to about here, and then bring up some land and add a little tree or something out here away from the shore. I mean, we're going to have to fix this island. It is a mess. Nobody really wants to be walking along this beach and going, "Ooh, this is quite attractive, actually. It makes me want to go and explore the boat," which it does. I mean, if I saw that, the first thing I'd want to do is throw my Pentax in a bag and try and swim out to the boat. I'd be like, "Ooh, is my Pentax waterproof?" Well, pro tip, water resistant. You can get onto it here, because you can jump out of the sea, and then there's an access point. You can get to it underwater, or if you swim around the back of the boat. Is this low enough to get onto? We're gonna have to check that. We're gonna have to check accessibility. Otherwise, you can pull a raft alongside it. There are ways of getting on board, or you can build a structure on the front. There are multiple ways of getting on board. We don't need to worry about that. Well, you see, we just need to make everything look pretty. And we're going to do that by hitting the terrain and then immediately clicking this. I'm going to click Read Terrain Paint Height, and I want to do it from this area here. I'm going to need to lower this area in a bit, and I kind of want to open that hole up a little bit more as another access point into the wreck. Excellent, excellent, excellent. We have a slight problem. We do have a brush selected. It's a big brush, very big brush. But the, well, the ocean mesh, so there isn't a fog layer in the map editor. You can't see like fog under the water, but when you have the water layer on, you can't see the brush underneath it. It's a little bit jank, so we're going to have to turn that off for a second. Display ocean, untick that. Excellent. Remember where we put the ocean. Remember where we parked the car. Okay, so we go back to terrain. Nope. Yep. This is the one. So reset. We've got a set from there. Change the size of the brush down. I want it to be still fairly big. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is a big old brush. It's half the width of that freaking boat. The amount slider, which bites us in the butt every time. This slider is inherited between all three brushes, and one day you're going to punch a hole straight through to Australia, and Australians are going to be like, "Ooh, do you want your brush back? I mean, we've got our own problems down here, man, but your brush should not be one of them." So we're raising this up. We're raising it up. How can you tell if it's up enough? Good question. You'll start to see dry sand. The sand color will change, and you'll lose if you have caustics on, which are what these white sort of light puddles, pools, ripples are. They'll disappear as soon as you breach the surface. Well, mate, you can click and hold. The amount slider is all the way down. Of course, it's not going to go up beyond the surface anyway, because we read from here, so it can only go up so far, which is fine. This little pool here, which is really hard to see. Now we're going to use raise and lower, so we're going to hit raise. I'm going to change the size of the brush down a little bit more. Make sure the amount slider is, almost at the very lowest it can go, and then raise the slide up. There we go. There we go. Oh yeah. Hashtag ruined. Hashtag beat the devil out of it. Hashtag happy little bush. Shut up, I like Bob Ross. Anyway, so we're gonna put that around here. It doesn't matter about the height at the moment, because what we're gonna do is we've done offshore islands before, but quite often what we do is just jam a rock out in the sea and then make something up around that. I want it to be very, very low lying this time. Very low lying. This is good. This is really good. So the set height makes the land all one level to the height you've set. If you select raise and lower, it's going to drag the land up in the influence of the brush, but it's going to drag it up. So if it's kind of all crinkly to begin with, it's going to drag it up all crinkly. It's not going to smooth it out. For that, you need a smooth brush, and now we're going to crank the amount up about 50%, which seems like a good percentage. I'm going to turn the ocean back on. Boop. Go back to the brush. Oh no, we've made a mess. That is a mess. What have you? I can't believe you've done this. No, we're going to smooth it off. It's fine. Look, smoothing, 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 smoothing. I'm just pushing and holding it. Look at that. Smoothing it all back. Interestingly, how much of I have to get real close to the ocean. How much is poking above the ocean? Not a lot. That's basically all that's there. You have to move the camera around in the map editor, because Well, you do. You're working in a 3D space with a single camera. It's kind of hard to see what's going on. So we've got this. We're just going to change the time of day because that will also change. That will change the tide. So about there is high tide. What? Yeah, time of day, high tide. And as you can see, there's not a lot poking up above the sand, above the sea. The sand is poking up just above the sea. And if we change it to there, that's about low tide. And now you can, well, it's probably not going to be that visible in YouTube, but that sand is now dry as butts. Which is to say, it's fairly dry. Smoothing tool. So this is area here, and I think this is just, I think it's smooth. I think it's smooth. Set the size down. Let it down. I'm just going to give it a little nudge. I want the world to be smooth in a world that's made up of little triangles. I'm going to have a hard time of this. So just running that over. Alright, cool. So we're going to grab some objects. We are going to grab... Nope. Go away, structures. For you are not needed no more. Big rock. Big rock. I call for thee. I don't like the way the light keeps disappearing. And I swear that's a new skybox with wispy clouds above the procedurally generated clouds. It's a thing. It's a thing. So let's go back to, actually, first of all, let's go back and just crank that to midday-ish, which gives us a median between high and low tide. It's not a very big draft on the tide, but it's enough. It is enough for it to actually be there and for you to lose your raft. So keep an eye on that. I know, we're in the thing. That's better. It's better. Oh, we're back to rocks already. How is this even a thing? Because it is. So we're going to use this to raise the land up a little bit. So instead of keep playing with the terrain, so we're using R to rotate, and then T to transform. You can get those up the top right if you want. That's the thing that will happen, and you'll be happier for it. You'll be like, oh, I can use keyboard shortcuts. I am so happy. You're welcome. So, big rock. Oh no, we've done that thing that Windows does occasionally, where you click and drag something but something else is selected. That's annoying. Okay, that's a bit of a problem. We rotated on the green axis. Oh, that is a bit of annoying. And that's not the editor doing that. That's occasionally something Windows does. It's like, whoa, use an Apple Mac. I mean, no. No. Also, no. Yeah, I used to work as a technician, a computer technician, an IT technician, and occasionally people will come in from, let's click off that. Let's click on objects and terrain so we don't actually have anything, terrain and objects so we don't have anything selected. Yeah, occasionally people will come in and say, oh, I used an Apple Mac in college, or I've got one at home. And I would say, I'm so sorry. And they'd be like, but can we get one for the company? And I'm like, no. No, we can't. It's Unix in it. It's Unix. It's just not a very good Unix. Very expensive, and I don't particularly care for it that much. Okay, cool. My sister does, so talk to her about it. Yes. Also, in Jurassic Park, the first Jurassic Park, there was a bit, and the girl's like, oh, this is Unix, I know this. And there's like a 3D render or 3D model of like a file system. That was an actual Unix file system rendered in 3D. Yeah, get your head around that. Wait, but Apple's not Unix. Yeah, it is. It's a reskin Unix. No, is it? Unix. Yeah, Unix. That's the one. I'm going to grab a ficus tree. No, we're not. Not that one. I'm going to grab that one. Oh my word, it's so big! Yeah, it is. Look at the smaller ficus tree. Yeah, oh yeah, they remodeled it, didn't they? Oh, that's not what I was expecting. I was expecting the really pretty ficus tree, and now I've got dirty ficus trees. Why? Alright, fine. Well, I'm going to raise the land up a little bit more. Make sure the amount slider is all the way down, because that thing, if we did just click now, we'd have a spire all the way up to freaking, I don't even know where. I want to raise the land up here amongst the rocks. There you go. We raise it up enough, we'll actually start getting dry sand. Clickety click, 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 click. This feels good. Feels good to be clicking. There we go. There we go. Go. Now we know. Now we know? Now we know. Right, crank the amount up on the amount slider. I really wish it wasn't inherited between, or shared between the three options, but, you know, whatever. Whatever. Excellent. So now we have a tree, and it's separated from the land. It's very low in the water still. We're throwing some rocks in there, and the tree is throwing shade, and I'm cool with that. Let's go and grab another rock. Another big rock. That is a big rock. Oh, that is disgustingly big, and I like it all the more for it. Let's move it there, because that's kind of like the end of the embankment. So, R for rotate. We keep pushing the buttons, and they're not the right buttons. Yeah, that's great. I like the idea that the rocks are what's protecting the sand from the ocean, and because of it, we get this little bank of sand. That's my interpretation of all of this. There we go. Nice. Look at that. I mean, it's disgustingly big, but hey, it actually makes for a decent little island. That's lovely. And then boop, bloop, and straight into the sea. You could dive off there, no problem. No problem. Yeah, so what we're doing, I just thought we'd discuss this a second after talking about other things. We're working on the little things. We're just making everything fit in and be nice and pretty, because we could go crazy trying to do stuff with the island. We could make things and put things down on the island, but it's a big area. It doesn't look like a big area. One of the things the map editor does not, or map creator doesn't give you, is a sense of scale. It's very hard to see how big the place is, and you can't drag like a person ragdoll in for scale. It's very, very difficult to see exactly what is going on in the world. So focus on the small things and make little vignettes, and just kind of get distracted, because there's no rush. There really isn't any rush to any of this. I'm going to go back to trees and see what we've got here. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. What's in the misc? Nope. Animals. Boar spawner. Right, okay, yeah. Crab spawner. Nice. Giant crab spawner. Okay, that's good. So we can put a giant crab on the island. Once it's dead, it's dead. You can put a giant crab spawner on the island. Once it's dead, I think it's like 6 days, and another one will. And then the hog. That is a big pig. You can be a big pig too. Snake and snake spawner. Oh, that's wow. Yeah, you can get a creepy little night snake. Creepy little night snake. How are you, buddy? How are you? I'm gonna say the night snake. It doesn't look like a terrible person. It's like, oh, I've got a big old smile. Don't mind me. I'm just doing night snake stuff. Yeah, I like you, buddy. Well, I'm going to delete you. And then the whale shark. The sharks are still pretty bugged on custom islands, I'm going to say. Oh, the whale sharks. The interior is not modelled nearly as detailed as the rest of... Like, if you grab a great white, come to me. It does have quite a lot of detail on the interior. Oh, no, we can't. Oh, that's the camera. There we go. Inside a great white. There you go. Have fun with that. See what I mean about the camera being a little bit crazy once you've got a bunch of stuff down on an island. They got the goblin shark in there. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think they added this after the last thing we did. Let's grab you and raise you up, so we can see the full majesty of this lad. I mean, that's a thing, isn't it? Yeah. I have a feeling a goblin shark's a deep water shark and wouldn't normally be seen near the surface. I'm going to get rid of you because you're frightening people. So yeah, hog spawners and stuff. So you can't just completely murder all the animals and land and be like, oh, well, there's no animals left. I think the sharks should have a spawn system. It's a 3-day spawn system, but well, be careful of that if you're making a custom island. Don't rely on sharks being in the area. Rocks. We shouldn't really use some small rocks. We haven't used any cliffs or anything. We'll need to do that in the future. Oh, shoreline rocks. Oh, these are always good. A little bit too much for what we're using at the moment. Shoreline rock 1. Yeah, be careful of that. It looks great. If you let go of it, you're done. It's really hard to grab the toggle for it. But we need small rocks. We need little rocks. Small rock. Here's a small rock. There we go. Just touching the water. Touching the water. Back and forth. Hippity hop. I think another one there. Spooking up. Oh, it's good, but where's all the stuff? Because there's not going to be any grass on here. No, grass comes with altitude. So if I grab this, move it up. Now, good. It is good. And we can grab... Ah, yes, so it begins. Too many items in a small space. Proceed to clone it. Yeah, I know. R to rotate. Yep, I know. We can even twist them around and do a little thing, and then grab him and press T, transform him down, and then make a really big tree. Really big tree. Oh, and that's the other thing. When we let go, it's selected one of the other rocks, and I'm like, oh, why did you do that? In fact, we're still not selected a rock. So this tree that's inside another tree is now very hard to select. What are we moving there? There we go. And we let go. I think it's if there's an object behind it. I'm sorry, the camera is going to jump around now because of the proximity of all these objects, and they're still 21st century problems. There is still no way to lock the camera speed to single speed. Right, okay, cool. So we've made a big old tree, like a world tree. It doesn't matter. We are cool with it. We're just going to click on terrain and objects so we don't have anything selected. Otherwise, that would be terrifyingly bad. Do we need anything else here? I suppose we could replace that with a big rock. I think we will. You come out of there. Go away. Shoot. We'll replace you with a big rock. Something a little bit bigger, a little bit more substantial. There we go. It just does. It feels a little bit wrong at the moment. I can't quite put my finger on it, but it does. And then we'll just rotate slightly, and then T. I'm gonna grab the right one. I think it's the green one. Kind of hard to see once you've rotated something, the XYZ coordinates or an object. It's like, am I doing it right? No, you're okay. You're chill. You're good. Right, okay. And then we're gonna... I don't think we can change the time of day so we can get more light on the subject. I don't think that's a thing. Oh yeah, we can. There we go. Let's do it to there. Now we can get a little bit more light on the subject. Unfortunately, the shadow is... So the shadow layer sits on top of the water layer. It does penetrate down to the ground level, but I still think the shadows are too dark actually on the water surface themselves, or are just not needed on the water surface, the water mesh. I think that's something that should be looked at, but hey, you know, I'm not making the game here. I'm just putting trees and things. Don't add me, bro. Oh yeah, banana plant. Banana plant. Yep. But inspiration for the Triffids. Or at least I think they're the inspiration for the Triffids. They walk, you see. You put a banana plant down and it will walk. Where does it go? I don't know. Wherever plants normally go, to the shops probably. So I'm going to grab some plants and just put them next to the rocks. In fact, do we need... Because we've done that, do we need to put a kura or quawa? I'll put a quawa down, just to give people exploring the island a little bit of incentive to explore. There you go. Here's a bit of fruit, because what you don't want is to give everyone everything. You you need to check these if you are putting them next to big trees or rocks and things, to make sure the fruit is still accessible afterwards, because sometimes, like I said, the LOD, the model might be slightly different or in a slightly different position once you're actually in the game. Why? Don't know. PP? I don't know. Potato? I like the potato plant just for the little bit of ground cover. Small pine. No, we don't need that. Yucca? I mean, it would mean people would have to come out here. Young palms. Young palms are pretty swish. So, yeah, we could put a little young palm down here. A young palm. Just for a little bit of greenery. People will come out here and mash it up and then come back again. To also mash it up again. Let's do that. We can. Oh, yes, we can't though, because it's a palm, part of the palm family. So we can't. We can rotate it round in a circle, but we can't rotate it. So was it X, Y, Z? We can only rotate it on the X-axis. Wait. I know this one. Also, wait, I don't care. So yeah, we can only rotate it on one axis, which is fine. Let's grab some other plants just to make this a little bit more. I think the problem is the island's this little island thing we've made is quite big. There we go. There we go. And it doesn't feel like we've done too much with it. That's better. Better. No, cool. So I'm feeling that a little bit more. I'm just going to hit terrain, and then I'm going to hit lower, change the amount down, lower, that amount down. And then this side, I'm actually going to brush in. Going to get rid of some of this island because it's just a little bit too much for us at the moment. And then brush in this area here along where the boat is. And I'm just going to do it until I see the colour of the ocean change. There we are. We're going to be a little bit rough with it. Unfortunately, because we get this freaking big tree. It's a freaking big tree. There we go. Let's get rid of some of that as well. Let's smooth it. I think I will. Bring that up. Let's check that. Okay. And then just run this under the water without even being able to see what we're doing. Excellent. That feels a little better. It was just too much stuff to do. Right. Excellent. So everything's cool. Everything's chill. We're still good. Just for pile. I think we shall move it down a little bit. So it's a mineable resource now. The old driftwood you would hit and then a lump of driftwood would come off. These days doesn't happen. Not nearly as much. I want to get some more plants on here. I do. Oh, I tell you what we could do. Why are we struggling to put plants on here? I was like, I want to put plants on here, but I want to keep it kind of fairly realistic. We've got these palm trees. It's freaking palm trees. So P-A-L-M, palm 1, palm 2, palm 3, and palm 4. I'm going to use palm 4. For reasons I will go into and explain. Oh yeah, I forgot palm 4 has an LED issue as well. That's amazing. Alright, just to keep our sanity in the map editor, let's use this palm instead. Yep, I don't think they've done anything with the map editor recently, so in the main game you can find islands with angled palms. Unfortunately, this game doesn't exist, and I'm like, oh, that's a bit sad. What I could do is if we go to items, no structures. I think it's a little rowboat, a little wooden rowboat. I mean, is it too much to have another rack here? I don't think it is. Let's do this, because the rowboat doesn't always have treasure on it. What we could do is we could do this. We press T to transform, push it forward, and then grab this, pull it down, then kind of angle it slightly, and then rotate it a bit, and then T. So we're just gonna keep an eye on what's selected. I just want to nudge it around so it... every time we let go, it deselects. Not a good look. Right, let's do this. Select the palm tree. Can we select the palm tree? We can. Right, it's like onions. Is it though? Not really. Layers. Right. The palm tree is now growing out of the front of this boat. Excellent. And there may or may not be treasure there. Who knows? Who freaking knows? I don't. But it means that we have another object here to give shelter for another plant. Oh, hello. What are we going to put there? A happy little bush? No, sorry. I mean, the happy little bush icon is... Yeah, I mean, what happened to the happy little bush? Something. There used to be a tiny little shrub, and now it's not. It's just monstrosity, which is great for blocking, putting in like huge amounts of deets. I don't think I want anything that big. I need something. No. Another banana plant? That might work. Disappointingly. Right. Let's move forward and back. Back, forward. We had terrain and objects, so we don't have anything selected. Aloe vera plant? It just feels like there's too much stuff there now. Yeah, it does. It does. We need something small, essentially. And a lot of these plants are very, very big. PP and the potato. Ooh. That's like a child's like nursery book. The PP and the potato. I think the potato is going to win out, you know. I kind of like the idea of having it there. I mean, there's what, fruit, a potato that nobody really wants, some wood. I might just put it over here. I think that might be enough. Let's just put a couple of young palms on the here. I'm just kind of putting it anywhere where it looks good. We need to just make sure this isn't floating, because this rock here, see, it's floating. It's not floating anymore. This rock here has like a not a hitbox, but well, let's call it a hitbox. When you put it down, you might find whatever you put down is kind of floating a little bit. And I think what I will do is put another one. Oh, terrain and objects, just so we don't accidentally move anything. Another one in here. There we go. Okay. Cool. So we've got this kind of weird little island. And if it doesn't grow on us, if we don't like it, next time we come to the map editor, then we can just get rid of it. We do not need to be sentimental. I'm going to go back to rocks. I'm just going to grab something and just toss it out here. Do I need to though? That's the question. Probably not. Remembering that this will end up being covered in coral and lots of little fish and things, so probably not actually. We could simply go to the terrain, make sure the amount slider is down, make sure we got lower ticked, turn off the ocean just for a second, and then actually select the brush and then brush that through there. We've got this kind of deep water sand coming through, and then brush it through here. We're going to have to sort the beach out anyway. We're going to have to probably push the beach back a bit. Definitely push this in here a little bit, like a little, I want to say caldera, it's the wrong word, but you know what I mean. And then push this out here. Whoop. Just here. So I'm just pushing this down a little bit, just sculpting the seabed. Spending time on this area, because this is the area that people are going to be swimming around in and doing all their stuff, like shopping and picking up groceries and I don't know, whatever people do when they get to these islands. Probably just like, whoa, that shadow layer. Yeah, the shadow layer is pretty much bugs in the map editor. Don't worry about it. You'll see weird things. Just keep calm and change channel. Oh wait, no, it's on demand. There is no channels. There are no channels anymore. Interesting. Or is I actually legitimately don't know if program TV still exists. I hope not. So we're just smoothing all this area off. There we go. So we've made a very low island. We've got some resources on there where it's not overloaded. We've pushed the area around it down, made sure everything's fairly smooth. Yeah, this kind of deeper area is going to have lots of things you can go and swim around in, but we're focusing on the small stuff in order to not worry about the big stuff. Boom. Now if we change the time of day, I mean, it does look pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. So, yeah. And of course, at different times of day, the moon just rises straight over the back of the boat. Like I planned that. I didn't plan that. So yeah. That's good, that's good. And the water is very deep here, which means that you can swim in through there. Excellent, that's another access point. Deep here, excellent. And it should be deeper on the other side. Yes, so this will be full of coral and stuff. You won't really see it as a watery blob. Excellent, I think we've done quite a good job there. It's fine. Yeah, the shadow will be better. Let me go. Move the shadow around. Unfortunately, the shadow is right in the wrong place at midday. It would be nice if the island was a little bit clearer, but I guess the world is what the world is. So we put some trees on there. We put some resources. We put a little rowboat, another little wreck that sometimes spawns resources, sometimes doesn't. It doesn't really matter. We want it there for a little bit of something to look nice. It is an offshore island. It is a low island, and it won't get swamped when there's a storm because the terrain mesh is there. So that's cool. That's cool. We've done some stuff. We still have a load of island. Yeah, we'll focus on the small things. Focus on the small things. Keep looking at sea. Keep your chin up. I tell you what. I'm going to leave it there for the time being. So if you're liking this, definitely leave a little like, leave a subscribe. And if you do subscribe, click the little bell because that'll give you notifications when videos go live. There's also a Facebook page and a Twitter page. And I'll tell you what. I'll catch you next time.